I'm gonna assume we're not gonna have a quorum.
Uh-oh.
Skip over minutes at least.
No, John usually gets here right from the time.
Minutes.
Okay, so we want to skip over
Yeah, we'll just
minutes?
skip over administrative. We'll just go to cleanup.
Sure.
That won't be long. All right. So I've got all the totals for cleanup. It was not a total wash with the rain. We had about 40 people participate. Um, and so I put a spreadsheet together with all the totals with everything. As always, Tungus Hose had the most for some reason. I'm not quite sure why.
I would say
It's mainly John,
I
but
would say it's John.
That's John Bibbert.
Yeah.
Brings all of
Yeah.
his garbage there.
Well, John had, I came in and I had like 115 pounds. And I was like, this is awesome. And then 5 minutes later, John had 250. And I was like,
Yeah.
cool. Thanks, John. But he did
So
great.
I mean, we did as it was a good amount of DTC and RTC. That's free. We
Hi,
had
Bernie.
2 companies participate. So, and then everyone else was an individual. We had one lone Boy Scout participate.
Yeah, they did all theirs on Sunday. I got an email. They called it off on Saturday and decided. So I know
Oh,
some of the
he
groups
might have not gotten it because they
came and collected after the
I
fact.
think they said they had a camp out or something. Maybe they did something else. So I can order these by most collected. TDC specialty collected more than EVM this year. So I figured they'll get the business category.
Wow.
And they lucked out by doing it on Friday instead of Saturday. And then I don't know how we want to do individual prizes. I know we don't normally give prizes to the DTC and RTC. It's more of a friendly competition thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we want to just pick the 2 or 3 highest individuals and just do it that way, since that's all we had this year.
Yeah.
Did any school groups come out?
No, it was Miss Porter's didn't come out. No one.
Oh wow, what
It
a
was
bummer.
raining. Yeah.
Okay.
We had like 4 like couples. It was like a father and a daughter, and then two husband and wives that came out and at Tunx's Hose. But we didn't have a lot of, and there was people that were just lived on the street and wanted to do their street, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah, we only had 2 people at Farmington Fire all day.
Well,
One of them was Stacy.
Garrett, I'm with you. I say you give it to the top, collectors. They deserve it. Coming out in the rain, hardcore.
Yep.
All right, that's fine. We'll do it that way then. All right, that's easy. So I'll order all the list just to see, but it looks like it's Eric Gower, Maggie Sherman, and Corey Buck would be the top 3
That's great.
that aren't associated with either of the town committees. But like I said, I'll double check that. I might have messed up one of those up. But I do have this sign up that I can send everyone. This is just blocked because YouTube will take it down when this gets posted.
Oh yeah.
So that happened last year. So it's just blocked for this. I've got the actual scans that I can send everyone.
Cool.
So of the DTC and the art, who won? Did the Dems or the Republicans?
Democrats won by like 50.
Yeah, 424 versus 372.
All right. All right. This is not being recorded, right? I mean, I don't know,
Yes,
but I'm just gonna say, we used to give awards to one or the other, right? So they would get, when I was, kind of doing the thing, they would get like a gift certificate to blah, right? So since we're not doing that anymore, which I think is appropriate, maybe like some kind of recognition, just so that it stimulates competition for next year.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember how we did it in the past.
Certificate? I don't know, certificate?
I think it could be noted. I think if Green does Green Efforts have a Facebook? I forget. I don't know.
We don't use it. I know it's either town council chair, town council liaison, or the town manager.
Yeah.
I know the town manager is gonna do something briefly about cleanup at the next meeting. And then I do
Perfect.
there's a quarterly report
Yeah.
in June, July.
I think, I think,
That's
Kate,
great.
I think, Kate, if you're cool if the language was something like, congratulations to the Democratic Town Committee on 424 pounds of trash. Beating the RTC by 50 pounds, but just at least noting that the RTC also collected, a significant waste too, because I just think it's good to show that, I don't know,
I agree.
And then it was close.
everybody's doing something, yeah. Because I think
And
I forget, wasn't there was like controversy? I don't know. There was controversy.
Yeah.
I know nothing
Won't
about
get
it.
into that.
We'll turn the
Don't
page around.
even-
But
uh,
the year before, I remember Johnny Carrier was the chair of Green Efforts, and he was like, he called me the
Yeah.
night before, and he was like, "You better be out there. We want to get a lot of people." So I
Yeah.
think it is nice that it's a friendly competition.
Yeah, and I think it's usually close. It's not like it's
Yeah.
oh,
just saying something because a lot is John, but
Yeah.
it's
I
usually
love
pretty close.
because
Yeah,
it's,
that's fine.
it's all warm-hearted and
I agree.
historically there has not been this. It's only
No.
been Dems coming out, which is sad. And finally we're like everyone's coming out and doing it, and I think it's fun. So yeah, I love that. No, it's great.
Yeah, I think it's great too.
Yeah, I'll email you and Joe, and you guys can
Yeah.
decide how that's happening.
John left his bags open in the rain though, so he got that extra rain pot.
Yeah,
I'm just
you
kidding.
the trash got wet from all the rain. All
Bad.
right.
I was with John at Tuxas O's at the rain all day.
I saw
All
him
right.
one day. Holy cow. I was like, man, you are hardcore.
Well, I was saying that I was disappointed because I kept meaning to get down to Brickyard Road and I hadn't had a chance to. And he was like, "Oh, don't worry, I was there yesterday." I was like, "Great." That's good.
Kate, you don't
Yes.
have any recollection of where we bought the grabbers from, do you?
I bought them online. So
Okay.
that was several years ago. And
No, yeah, it was just 'cause I
Hold
know
on.
some of them are starting to break. So,
yeah,
um,
it was like different companies, and
all right,
so
that's fine.
no place to really go back to. I would just I just
Fine.
looked for what was going to be the most economic and yet good. So
Yeah, it's not, I don't think we need like 100, but we probably should get, maybe another 20 or something just to, I think it's
Yeah.
about one or two are breaking each year at this point, just because they're getting old, they're wearing out.
yeah,
Which happens.
they usually come in like packets of 2, like you get
Yeah.
like a 2 for kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, those things were good. They break down pretty small too.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and then the only other thing is I'm gonna look at tents for next year. Just gotta figure out a place to store them.
That's a great
I looked
idea.
at some prices; they weren't terrible. So, ideally, I'd like to get like the Green Efforts logo on it or something at least, so that way it's kind of branding.
Oh, great idea. Oh, I love that.
So I just gotta find the logo, and then we're good. All right, so not too many people on that were at cleanup day, but I mean, I think
Karen.
oh,
Who's that?
that's Kate. Yeah.
Karen, I used to use a base.
What was that, Kate? Sorry, it was like buffering.
You cut
Garrett?
out.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I was wondering of that brownstone out by Westwoods Golf Course. I used to use that to store all my equipment.
Yeah, we've got a garage. I just got to make it behind town hall. I just have to make sure there's enough room and a spot to store it because we also do keep a lot of maintenance equipment for the town hall campus in there. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really all it is. Just making sure I have permission to store it in there is really what it is.
Great.
All right, but I think all in all, it wasn't terrible. I mean, it was pretty consistent rain all day, so 1,600 pounds is still pretty good. I think
How's that compared to last year?
it was like 3,900 pounds.
Oh, so it's significantly worse, but
Yeah,
so
but 100 people participated last year,
Yeah.
so it's not terrible. It could have been better with the weather. I think with the weather, that's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So
If you don't mind me intruding, what is the thing we're exactly talking about?
Oh,
Oh, sorry. So what we're talking about? We are talking for anybody that's online. We have a couple of Farmington High School guests that came to watch our meeting, and they want to know what the heck we're talking about. So, guys,
around Earth
April
Day every
24th?
around Earth Day every year. It's the Saturday after Earth Day or Earth Day. There's two events. There's a household hazardous waste cleanup at town hall. And then there's this committee does a town-wide cleanup. So we organize volunteers, marketing, things like that. We have bags, grabbers. We'll be at Tunxus Hose, Farmington Fire, IAR, and Tunxus Mead. And we've got town trucks there. So people go out, they fill bags, they bring them back, we weigh them, throw them in the truck. We've got a competition for who collects the most trash. We usually do a couple categories. It rained this year, so we didn't get a lot of people, but
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about. Sorry.
So we were talking about prizes, who's gonna get prizes, and then we were talking about the committees. There's the Democratic Town Committee in town, and then the Republican Town Committee.
Mhm.
And so the past few years, it's been a nice run of competition. about who's
Yeah,
collecting the most trash.
competitive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry
Sorry,
about
guys.
that.
No, that's
feel
fine.
free to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We jumped ahead because we didn't have enough people.
No,
So
I was just scared because I thought it was too important to interrupt.
no,
No,
that's
there's,
fine.
there are very important things. Please interrupt anytime.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Do we have
So-
enough for 4 now? We have 4 total.
Yes, we have 4.
So make a
Why don't I
motion.
short one? Great. Oh, that's why. Yes. All right. We can jump back to the minutes for the April 1st and April 23rd meetings. If you
So-
give me 1 second. There we go.
We have the minutes from the April 1st meeting, and then for the special meeting, which was held, I think, on the 24th.
23rd.
23rd. So if we can have a motion to approve both sets of minutes from somebody online,
Motion to approve.
and a second,
Second,
and all in
Great.
favor. Aye,
Aye.
All right.
I,
That's done.
beautiful.
Thank you.
And then so that's administrative, we did townwide cleanup. We're on to public education goal, unless you
Yep.
want to circle back to anything on cleanup day. Gary.
No, I think that's fine. Bree, I've got your newsletter article for recycling that I've had for a while. You
Right.
send me another one. I'm trying to remember.
yeah, I did some revisions on that about compost.
Okay. And the
Um,
compost. Okay, recycling and composting.
right.
So they were good.
And Keith read through that.
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
They were good, thank you.
Sure.
And I will also add, I think we said a sentence or two for the dark sky for the bird migration.
Okay.
I'll submit multiple to the town manager's office. And if it doesn't fit, we'll just move it to the fall newsletter.
The
Depends.
dark skies.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm assuming we preference for recycling, compost, dark sky in order. The dark sky is 2 sentences, so that should be pretty easy to squeeze in.
Right. Okay.
Um,
So recycling composting is all a part of one sheet. I mean, so.
Okay, that I forgot. Thank you, Bree.
Sure. But you could separate them if you needed to.
Yeah,
But
I'll
they
set
all
to chat
sort of
with.
go together. So.
Yeah. All right, so that should be pretty easy then. All right. Think that's good for that.
So do I need to write anything for the dark skies edition or?
No, I'll just write 2 sentences and I'll send it to you just as a second set of eyes
Okay, sure.
to
And that would go along with,
yes, it'll be a separate
right, right.
little article, we'll say, but just because a reminder.
Okay.
And I'll just take some of the information from the last one we did.
Okay, great.
I think that was it for the summer newsletter.
We just put a comment, I did see one person that was not on. the
Oh,
panelist.
we can
So maybe want to circle
bump
back,
back.
just in case.
hold on. Just gotta look at my notes. Sorry.
No problem.
Where is it? All right, I must have it. Oh, here we go. Cycling dark style. I think we did textile recycling with the spring newsletter. I'll double check with the town manager's office on that one. And if not, I'll just put a QR code in there.
Okay, did I put textile recycling in that article that I,
No, it was something that the company had given us, like a brief article, as like marketing materials with the town logo on it. And I think that was also part of the social media post. I think it made it to the spring newsletter. If it didn't, I'll add it to the summer newsletter. I think we weren't sure when it was starting. That was the thing I was forgetting.
Yeah, I'm not sure it made it to that letter because I saw it on social media.
It might not have. I think it came too late for the newsletter, for the
Yep.
spring one at least.
Yep.
But I'll do that. I'll take care of that one for the summer newsletter. All right. All right. And we'll bump back up to public comment. If anyone from the public has called in and would like to speak, please use the raise hand function in Zoom. Again, if anyone from the public has called in and would like to speak, please use the raise hand function in Zoom.
Gentlemen, you got anything you want to talk about?
And nothing. No, you're good. All right.
All right, sorry. So then that brings us back to waste reduction.
Yeah. Same.
I do not,
Oh, do you want to
I'm
talk about
sorry.
IR? Sorry.
Oh, an IAR. So obviously by referendum, the budget was passed, so we have within the operating costs on the board side, we have half the cost of the stations that we will need in the cafeterias to start our composting program there. The other half, we're going to be seeking grant match, so we'll be working on that. And then we've also been in discussions on the curriculum side with getting something into the curriculum to start to prepare for half the year of composting at IAR. So the goal would be halfway through the year to start there, similar to what we did at Westwoods.
Fantastic.
So next spring, Pam, is that next spring or not in the fall?
Right, so it would be like after winter break, they would start, would be
January,
the goal
February.
to, January, February timeframe to start that.
Okay.
And Westwoods is still doing it, yes?
Yes,
Yeah, that'll keep going.
yes.
Yeah. All right.
And that's the other part of that is within our refuse budget line as well. There is enough for the Blue Earth or whatever company we end up using the pickup of the compost as well for half the year.
Great. It's hard. There's no real alternative to Blue Earth around here that I could find when I was researching that addition.
No, there's a couple other small companies that cover different parts of the state.
Yeah, I found one in the Greenwich area and
Yeah, and then
around
I
here.
think some of the companies just don't have interest in doing it right now.
Well, CWPM said they can do it, but
Yeah.
it's going to be quite a bit more costly than what Blue Earth does.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Good for Blue Earth.
But I think most of it goes to Quantum Biopower anyway.
Yep.
It's
Mhm.
really just, it's more of a who's collecting it and shipping it.
Right.
Yeah, that's very,
So,
they do
All
a
right.
good job.
all right. And then I think energy efficiency, we talked about that would be in the summer when school's out with the smart boards and stuff at the schools.
Oh, yeah. So when they go through all the equipment over the summer, they will adjust the timing on the boards to an earlier time.
Okay.
If you want to send me information about that, I could do something for the fall newsletter about, when kids go back to school. Not that this will affect them, but it's just interesting to know what's going on in your school and interesting for parents to know.
Yeah, I agree.
For the composting?
No, for
Oh.
just for a fall newsletter, just kind of back to school. Just a little paragraph or something for the
Yeah,
fall newsletter.
That should be easy.
So just send me the information and I'm happy to do that.
Yep, that's no problem.
Great.
All right. Anything else?
Only that I'm looking for article ideas for our town newsletters. So
Okay.
if you've got any in mind, let me know.
I actually do have one.
Oh, good.
We have a major invasive species problem.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe kind of highlighting a couple and one in particular, the barberry bush. And also another that's actually still being sold at like a Lowe's or a Home Depot, which is the burning bush. But maybe just picking three And the barberry in particular, the reason I bring that up is because it's such a tick, it's unfortunately is where, the mouse that carries the Lyme disease virus kind of hangs out. And I don't think people realize that.
Also
so-
in the fall, it's its most beautiful. I mean, it's.
it's beautiful. Oh,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
and burning bush too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're just horrible things. So I don't know. And that, and then lastly, maybe, Japanese knotweed, which actually is quite beautiful, but it's
Yeah.
absolutely horribly invasive. And we're seeing it a lot. We're seeing it a lot on actually town of Farmington land.
Right.
Adjacent to the
Well-
river on that trail. So
Yeah.
Hey,
Once you have it.
Hey, I think the burning bush that you can sell is dwarf burning bush. It's not supposed to be as invasive, because I know the state has classified the regular burning bush as invasive, and you can't sell or transplant it anymore.
thank you.
It's in the
Thank you.
State Invasive Species Act. I think I want to say it was fairly recent, but I know they added Bradford pears and some other
Yes.
Oh, wow.
last year or the year before. I don't remember which year it was,
And
but
you know
it
what's
is in the state statutes.
Thank you, Garrett, for saying that. You know what? The Bradford pear is really interesting because it was the go-to
Oh.
tree for all municipalities to
Yes.
plant.
Yes.
And so that's come off. That's on the list. Okay. Glad to
Yeah,
hear that.
I'll find that. It was, I want to say it was last
Share that. I love that.
year they added it, because I remember it was something. Someone was fighting me because it said the plan called for Bradford pear, and I said, no, you're not gonna be able to buy it. It's gonna be illegal.
Thank
So
you.
that's how it came up. So I'll find that one.
So it sounds like it's a really, really great conversation, or it could be an article about using natives that, aren't using chemicals.
Right.
Either
Um,
one. I got a million to throw
Yeah,
Georgia.
I think both of those are of using the native, because they're I think Yukon has a list of native plants.
Oh,
That's
they're
yeah.
all
Oh, they're all over the place. You can.
Yeah,
That's
but
not the
I'm saying
hard
like a resource you can link to and say if you want to know about more native plants. And I think
Yeah.
either Yukon or DEP has a chart for invasive species of what they are, when to cut them, and what to treat them with, depending on the time.
Oh,
of year.
that's useful information.
I'll find that.
awesome. Yeah. And, I think one of our objectives next year is to get the town of Farmington on the pollinator pathway. We're putting the land trust on it. And I think that it would be kind of a nice feather in our cap, but also it'd allow us to talk more about, use of natives, not using chemicals on fields and whatnot. And so, anyway.
I think I've asked this question before, but I was out walking along. Well, I take my dog to be groomed at right off Farmington Avenue, and down behind are all those beautiful fields, and there's big signs down there that said, "Do not walk here," covered with pesticides.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very intense, but
At
I
the
don't-
flats,
pardon?
in the flats.
In the flats. Yeah, but
Yeah,
down,
that's all still active farmland too.
yes.
They don't want
yeah.
people walking in the fields, but they do spray fertilizer.
Well, I was curious to know what sorts of, I mean, the town must approve, or I'm hoping they approve whatever fertilizers and pesticides are used down there. I wondered if there's any
Find
way
out.
of getting a list of
I like that idea, Bree.
what's going on down there.
Right.
And I've asked this one before. Those signs are quite old, so I don't know. It's down behind the sewage treatment plant, or
It's the flat. Yeah, it's the flats.
yeah.
Or
Oh, it's also the area where there was the
there's both.
environmentally friendly fertilizer that shut down half the town last Monday.
Yes, I heard about that.
That's hilarious. People were talking, what's that smell?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was literal meetings convened about this.
Yeah.
I thought that was dead fish from the
Three.
river.
What's
A guy
that?
used chicken poop as fertilizer, which I guess is the
Oh.
cheapest natural fertilizer, but also
Right.
All the stuff that's
also the
smelliest.
smelliest.
Yeah.
And so
Disgusting.
without enough rain, The draft upwind towards East Farms and that whole area, like shut down that whole sector of town.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh, Bree,
my.
do you go by Farmington Gardens? By the
I
gas?
love, I
Yeah.
love that it shut the
Yeah,
town
okay.
down. That is so good. I could smell
Okay,
it.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
these fields.
Yeah, those fields. Yeah. And there's a
Right.
lot of land back there that you're not really aware of.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
floodplain.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
of this
I
flood.
had
I
that
think
on
Meadow
my
Road
way.
is actually closed right now.
Yeah, half of that, Meadow Road is closed, half of that's
It
underwater.
is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good call.
Where's the, yeah, the shooting range is back there and everything. too,
Shooting
right?
range is back here.
Yeah.
This is better.
Hold on.
There are some houses down there too.
There's the burn building, there's the shooting range.
Yeah,
Just write it down.
Yeah. There's the burn building, the shooting range. Yeah, there's still houses back here.
make sure you guys get the part about the chicken poop, please.
The teen season.
Well, one of my neighbors said, that smell is bear poop. Somebody's been spreading bear poop around.
Someone had asked, I'm sorry.
Do that pesticides get in the river too? Because it's in that flat area right by the river.
Well, I think that's a good question you guys bring up, and that's what,
Yeah.
that's what,
We can ask about
that's why
that.
It's
Bree
right
wants-
by the river. It's not good.
No, I can ask
I'm
about
getting
that.
ahead of you. Sorry.
No, that's great. You're good.
That's a lake right there next to the river, though, right?
Well, it's
Yeah.
where the river opens up a little bit. You're talking about that.
Well, no, here.
Oh, right
That's
there.
Why is it?
Dunning excavated all the sand.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, like a
That's
quarry.
winding trails.
But why is the pigment so different on that one?
Because it's not mixed. This is water that's constantly flowing. This is water that's just sitting there.
So stagnant.
Yeah.
Still water.
Yeah. It's also this. I want to say this section of the river is 60 feet deep. And this one, whatever Dunning took out. But
Scott's probably.
Hmm.
yeah, you can see there's the original line.
Yeah, that's
That's
not
last
natural.
year. So it used to be all the way out here.
Wow.
Hmm.
All right. Think that's it. So as of right now, we're gonna plan on having a June meeting and cancel July and August. Because the July meeting is the week of July 4th and August. No one meets in August really anyway.
Garrett's having a baby.
Yeah, I'm
He
having a
needs- he
baby in
needs all the
June,
nights he can get.
so I'm
Oh.
hoping to be here. I should be here for the June meeting, and then
Oh my
to do
gosh,
the
Garrett.
after stuff.
Oh, that's amazing. Good for you.
So I will be gone for the July meeting
He didn't
anyway.
show.
So
He's not even showing.
Yeah.
Yay.
so I had talked with Keith about it already. So we're just gonna. Her due date's after the June meeting, so we're gonna plan on having the June meeting, and then we'll cancel July and August.
Sounds good.
And that way, everyone has summer too, and then we'll reconvene in September.
So if there's anything for, like
Yeah.
fall newsletters or anything that we could think of going forward, just so we can just nail as much of it as possible, and not feel like we're leaving meat on the bone or anything, just, if June's a little bit longer, that's fine.
Right. Okay, so you'll just send me that information on.
Yes. Yep. I got a list.
Okay, great.
All right. Anything else?
What's your name again? I'm sorry.
Me?
Oh,
I'm so sorry. We didn't introduce ourselves. This is Nate.
I'm Garrett. I'm the town planner, assistant town planner. Sorry. All right. Anything else?
Thank you so much.
No, I think we're good.
Going once, going twice.
Get a motion to adjourn the May 6th Green Efforts meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
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 Bye.
All right. Thank
Have
you,
a-
everyone.
Have a great night,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye.